Welcome to Sweet Tooth, which is by far, not gonna lie, the hardest level I've had to record because this is so inconsistent. And the strats work, but then as soon as I turn on OBS, they don't work. It's just stupid. First shot, what you're gonna do is full power. Just make sure. I'm not gonna give you a direct place in because it's so inconsistent. Make sure your left of this. So the left hand face of the edge here, and right of this blue tree. Full power, and I would say probably about, I want to say 3 out of 5 times I actually get over, but I guess 3 out of 5 times is probably best. And then probably about 1 out of 20 times I'll probably go into the muck over there, which is stupid. Now it is possible to get in 1, maybe go slightly less, but honestly, sorry, in 2. Honestly, I'll just go full power at the center of the yellow lollipop, because it's just quite easy, consistent, and gives the possibility of a free every time. And I think I just like the simplicity of that. You can drop the power, but honestly, you'll probably get it like 1 out of 20 times. I think I've got this in 2, 1 out of 20 times. 1 out of 20 times. So twice out of like 50 recordings or something like that. And the reason why 50 recordings is because I normally stop on this hole. Now I don't know if it's a because the ball's not centered on this line, but then again, this isn't on the center of the line either. And actually, my starting screen I think is slightly skewed to the right. It's really weird. But you're gonna go mid O of straight power with the tip of the arrowhead on the right hand side. Like so. Now you're going. I've actually hit the edge of that, like at edge of the circle, and bounced off before because I was so unlucky. I have also seen people actually get the hole in one strat, but then bounce out the hole. But yeah, so hole 3 is possible in a 1, but it's very inconsistent. So I'm just going to show you. Well, I'm going to show you the strat to get in 1, but much more likely to get in 2. I've never actually got it in 1, but I know others have. Now, as you can see on the sort of place I'm aiming, is slightly left of here, obviously. But a good place to make sure that you're not aiming too far right is if you see these sort of candy canes. God, I almost forgot. You can see they sort of wrap around over the sort of bridge over here on the far bit here. And you're gonna aim at the center on the left hand side. Just make sure your camera's not too far skewed. Full power. You're gonna release as this gets past here. Your aim is just to not hit that, to be honest. It doesn't see. I released it a bit later than I said, but I still got over here. Now it is possible to get around. Useless Mango, whatever his name is, got it. But much more likely you're just going to get this in 2. Now I did. I looked at a few people's strats because I've obviously done Sweet Tooth quite late compared. I did all the others quite late, and so they had pretty good ones. But I saw people mainly focus on just hole in ones. I was like, that's cool and all, but what about the rest of them? I need help for the rest of them. So hole 4, don't move the camera, and you're basically going to go full power, and you're gonna. This isn't actually a circle. I thought this was a circle, but it's actually just a semicircle and then rectangle. You're going to go full power, sort of just to the left of the edge over here. I think, or what I view it as, is the sort of using this as an example. I use the left-hand corner. So it turns out to be about there. Full power, and you should go in. Now this doesn't get you in 1, but it does get the possibility of a 2 quite easily. Now you occasionally may end up slightly to the right, and the actual cup itself will be a bit blocked. But if you, because it's got a small indent, it's actually quite easy to get in. Sort of 2. You just go a bit more than the left hand. I was going to say the left hand side of the black circle. That's exactly what I mean. A bit more than the left hand side of the black circle. Now obviously because I can see the cup, I'm going to aim straight for the cup, because that would be stupid if I didn't. But because of the amount of power, if you do hit the indent, then you should wrap around and not bounce out, unless you're extremely unlucky, of course. Now hole 5, possible in 2, but much more likely to be a 3. So what you're going to do is you're going to go full power, and then if you can see on here, there's sort of vertical lines. Now I'm on ultra settings, I think, and so these might not appear, but nonetheless, if it doesn't appear, you're just going to aim slightly right at the center. I sort of go in line with the second one because there is a slightly invisible one here, but you're going to go there. Now I actually went a pixel to left because my mouse sort of moved, but as you can see, it doesn't really matter anymore. I would have gone and missed. Now this one, honestly, easiest thing is possible again too by slightly missing the flag a bit, but easiest thing is just go right inside the R. Right inside of the 4. Well, that would have been bad. At the hole itself, and just release when the lollipop passes. Now you will bounce out the hole, it won't get you in, but obviously it will leave you for a nice easy 3. If you want to go slightly left, slightly right, increases the possibility of you getting it in on the rebound, but you'll probably need a bit more than the right hand side of the 4 power. Now welcome to my least favourite hole, well second, I don't know, probably least favourite because it probably ends most of my things. Now I may miss this, and if I do, I'm sorry, but I will show you the easy hole in freestyle. By the way, if you fall down this one, that's what brings you here. But you're basically going to go full power straight through the corner of this sort of darker shadow here, like so. It lines up with sort of the Smarty up here, sort of the left hand side of Smarty, and also this. The reason why I say it's inconsistent, I'll just go. I want a pixel left. It's probably yeah. That's one of the reasons why I say it's inconsistent. Yeah, so aim there, and then I just go a pixel left because I've been going there recently, and it started working, and then it just didn't work. Now I don't know why I've not gone in. So physics of the game. I probably won't go in down here. No, I did. That should have been a hole in one. The one time I get that after these recordings, and I mess it up, like the game glitches me out. That's annoying. The hole 7 is quite easy to get following the stats, but it's also quite hard because there's a lot of things you need to pay attention to. I think there's probably about 5 things I can say about this. Firstly, straight. Secondly, P power. Now, actually, when you're zoomed out, obviously, because you need to see the bottom down here. When you're zoomed out, it's quite hard to get the left-hand side of the P, so it's a bit better to go slightly over like so. That's probably best. You're gonna go straight. Now, obviously, the sliders, as you can see, your aim is to miss them, because if your aim was to hit them, that'd be a bit stupid. And second, one of the final things is the sliders and this aren't in sync, so you can wait just for the perfect time. Now you're going to release just as the center of that cup sort of passes this point here at the tip of the arrowhead. Now you want to, it's better to be a tiny bit late than it is a bit early, and the aim is to go down here. Now it is quite consistent. The problem is obviously is if you go down this one, I've never gone down that one, so I can't be 100% sure where aim ends up, but it's probably nowhere good. But yeah, so position your camera like so, get the power right, get the aim right, and then just down to timing. Now I think I was a bit late then, so I might not. Oh no, got it. But yeah, so it is quite easy, and it like that strat does work every time if your aim is, it's not your aim, if your timing is great, because there's obviously you've got to time the bit at the bottom, the shoot, as you will sort of gets in line, but also make sure that when you release you don't hit the slider. So it's a bit hard, but it's very consistent. Now hole 8 is funny because you would think if I did sort of like E power, I would go in, but actually you want to go right inside the E, because if you actually land in the purple bit, like in the center first, before you before you hit the back wall, you'll actually bounce out, and then you can. I've actually bounced out into this far bit before, so that wasn't good. So you want to go to the right hand side of the E, but obviously just be a bit safe. Now I obviously went a bit right then. You can go straight. I sort of meant to go straight, but obviously I moved my camera slightly by accident. I sometimes right click instead of left click. Okay. The whole 9 is just about timing, honestly. A lot of people will probably go early, but I like to flat so I can see this quite easily. But the left hand side of my cursor is on the right hand side of the sort of suite down here, so the version of this over here, like so. So the center of the arrowhead, obviously, like so. And then you're going to go mid S power. Release just literally just as that's getting pushed out fully. And if you get it, then you should go in. Now it is really hard to get, I'm not gonna lie, sort of first time. But if you can get that timing down, then you should be fine. If you do miss, try and go down the second hole. It shouldn't bounce you off too viciously. If you do bounce off to the left, then you're a bit screwed. But you should be fine. Now hole 10, I recommend you don't move your camera. You're basically aiming like pretty much center off, where halfway between this cross and here, like so. It's probably better to be a bit left, but not too much. Obviously, full power. Then if you get it right, go there. If you do go a bit too right, you can actually go to the left of that line, of that sort of ramp up. So be careful. But obviously, if you go too far left, you'll go to the right hand side of it. It's really weird. But it is quite consistent in 1, and if you miss, you'll probably get it in 3 maximum. Now hole 11, overpass. So that's CSGO. You're going to release when this is out to its fully forward motion, and you're going to go full power. I pretty much make it so the left hand side of the rectangle is on the sort of center here, like so. Takes a bit of practice. I've missed that occasionally, to be honest. I occasionally go too early or a tad too late, but it should be a 1 unless you obviously glitch on the holes, because occasionally you just glitch. As you can see, 5 holding ones in a row. That's one of the reasons why I think this is easily possible below 30. And then you come to hole 12. If I get hole 12, I should be able to get below 30. If I don't get hole 12, I'm probably going to cry and cry. Now, obviously, if you position this straight, you'll see that this is a flat here. But again, if you're on low settings, it might not be. Now, to get consistent too, you release when the shadow sort of gets past this vertical, like this line here. But to get in 1, you want to release just after it passes. But it's very, very hard to get in 1. And normally, if you go for the hole in 1 bit, you'll probably end up screwing yourself out of a 2. Yeah, so you want to go left hand side of the black circle straight. If you can get the timing down. Now I've got a method for it. So because I've gone straight down without hitting anything, I can't get the other easier hole into, which is if you end up still on here, which is normally if you hit here or hit there, normally you'll end up on here, and then you can try and hit back up here and then down here. However, saying that, if you just go straight in like that, like if you go here, tap and then go straight in, you'll probably bounce out the edge. I'm not going to lie, because I think it auto centers you in the center. So you want to sort of go up a bit and then down. Now, to get probably an easier to, especially from the position I am, because I'm quite nice. You want to go full power up, and yes, if you go full power, you'll jump up on off the ramp, but you won't actually sort of affect it. You'll probably actually come further back. In fact, you do come further back. It's really weird. I think the ramp sort of leans back on itself. Again, it is better to go left though. It's better to go further left than it is further right, because if you go further right, you'll actually end up round this corner, which is really weird. Full power, angle slightly. I got it. So I should go in for a nice easy 2. I'm actually surprised I got that, because I do hate this hole. What? What? I timed out. Nice timer, guys. Where's the fucker timer? It'd be nice if I had the timer, because then I can know if I'm rushing. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. That's tilting me. I'm probably going to fail the rest of this now. So what I like to do is position my camera like this. I'm going to go full power straight. Now you're not actually on the center of this line, so just be careful. And the thing you're going to be using for is waiting for the twitch to come in. Now, best guess is it is in time with the rest, but it might not be. And you're going to release sort of just as the face comes into view here. It's better to go slightly after, I think, but not too much after, like literally like pixel or 2. I think I might have gone a bit too early. No, probably gone a bit too late actually. Oh, I just got it. It is quite an inconsistent strat. Every time I play this, I feel like the sliders. I think the sliders sometimes they are in sync, but I don't think they're always in sync the same like way. Now this second shot is quite tricky. I may miss it. Honestly, I may miss it. But you're going to go full power and sort of slightly left of the edge of this. So I sort of go like there. But you don't want, because the problem is if you go too far right, you'll go up off the edge of it, like up there and out of bounds. If you go too far left, you'll sort of fall back into this pit, go down into the center of that hole, and it'll put you out of this hole. So it's not the end of the world. It's definitely better to go more right and sort of fall in here than it is to go more left, because if you obviously go left, then you'll get a +1 stroke as well as your normal stroke. But if you go slightly left, I'll probably go. I want to go there, but I'm feeling that might put me out. But nope, perfect. Now, as you can see, it's possible to go in 2. But even if you miss, you'll likely get it in 3. Unless obviously you fall down, and then you'll probably get in like 5. This sort of run of 12 and 13, and then a couple of the later ones as well, are quite tricky. Now, this one is really easy to get into, but I'm not gonna show you the way to get a hole in 1, but I am gonna show you the hole in 2, obviously, and it's quite easy. It's basically don't move your camera, but full power, sort of add that cross, I add that cross there. But if you sort of go, and even if you sort of aim full power, I think at the center there, it should go in. But obviously this way is consistent. The aim is full power, you go round, and your aim is to hit this blue bit there at the edge, or even just before. I'm not 100% sure, but what will happen then is you'll hit that, and you'll sort of bounce around, and you'll go around, and if you can get it perfectly, you can sort of. I know, especially from down here, full power, you can actually go straight into the hole, and that's why we think a hole in 1 is possible. But honestly, it's just going to be very inconsistent, and until there's a strat, especially with the timing, I tried to do it when I was fully out, sort of like there, but it just didn't work. So I don't know. Yeah, so full power at this cross, and you're going to hit this blue thing up here, and I missed it. That's the first time I've ever missed it. Oh, probably better go center there. I think I moved my camera last time. That might have been it. So the more I play this, the more I forget. Now I'm in a bit of a crap position, because the problem is you want to be slightly left so you can go full power as close to the inner as possible. because the more you slide around the curve, the more you're gonna get more power you lose. And if I was slightly inner, then I could have like bounced up here straight away, but nevertheless, full power. Yeah, so it's just not going well for me. I wanted to hit that curve. Oh, I was doing so well up until hole 14. But yeah, so you would normally hit that. So, like I say, just experiment it with a bit. I think if you're going to keep your camera straight, I think you go center of the bit I showed you, the center of the square. I think that works. But then obviously if you position your camera slightly right, then I think aiming at that curve will work. But yeah. From here, I would go sort of O power, bounce off the curve. And that's the second time I got. This is fucking fantastic. I love this game. The problem is I can't know when the timer's coming. But yeah, I think I would have got that in 4 in the end anyway, so it's not the best score. Full power straight here as the twitch goes past. Now it is actually possible, and I know Useless Mango showed it in his intro or his outro. It is possible to actually go and hit this straight away. I just don't know how he does it. But nonetheless, if you don't, I just go full power, and your aim is to hit that corner, and potentially you can go up. Now, what I would say though is if you come around here and you've got a chance to go left, because it's a lot easier to do a second shot, which way you can go full power, jump off the edge, and there's a corner here that you can hit. Now, I'm obviously not going to be able to do that because I'll try, but I'll miss. I'll try for you guys. Probably don't want to go too far right because there is a gap in between. So I'd say probably about there. Yeah. So as you can see, if you go on the left hand side, you can bounce off the corner here and get it. Also, if you're close enough to the first sort of speed boost, you can land up here in the second shot. And so if you can, what I would do there, rather than trying to bounce off the corner here, is if you hit it in here, full power, and that will put you in every time. From here, I don't know the power. I've never been this close and missed it. P. But yeah, so although I got a 4, a 2 is possible. No, sorry, a 3 is possible. But it's just quite tricky. In fact, a 2 is probably possible. If you on the first shot, you know how I said he got around. If on the first shot you can get to the left hand side, then that's great. This one I'm just going to zoom in a bit, and it's quite inconsistent. What you're going to do is you're going to aim at this cross here, and then you're going to go. Gotta get this right. I think it's the left hand side of the O, or at least sort of the center of the left hand sort of vertical bit of the O, like so. Now it's just a bit inconsistent in this one, but if you can get it, I fell down the wrong one. Obviously I went too little power, but you can go on the second one. But obviously if you go on the second one, it's quite hard to stay on the second one, and if you go the long way around, then you're a bit screwed. I've actually never gone this way. I'm assuming I'll just go full power. Nope. Full power. No, I don't want to go. Because you want to, as soon as you fall down here, you'll get it in. That's the thing. But the problem is there's a ramp there that I don't want to fall. Wow. As I say, some of the reasons why I hate this hole is because, this course is because if you get the hole in one, it's really easy. But if you don't, then you're a bit screwed. But yeah, literally, if you land in the top bit, there's no risk you're going to bounce out. Don't worry. But as you can see, I'm on 42, but that is because I should have lost 5 strokes, so I should be on 37 if I didn't get too timed out, because I would have got a 2 on hole 12 and I missed out just, and then I would have got a 4 on hole 14. Now this one's quite easy. You don't need to move your camera. You're going to go full power at this sort of corner at the bottom of the ramp, full power. You should hit slightly and then you should go in. Probably one of the easier holes to safe to say that's never happened before. So this has just screwed up my run now. Because what you should do is you should go down there. You should go straight into the hole. Oh, now this is just going to ruin the rest of the video. Oh wow, I don't really know. O power, I think it is. Curve round. Yeah, and you're in. So I got a 3 there, but that should have been a 1. So we should be looking at sub 40. I have never, ever, in the whole time I played that, bounced out of the holder. I'm sorry, I'm a bit speechless. I say I'm a bit speechless. I'm talking the whole time. Full power, pretty left to the center. If you go to center, you'll actually bounce off. In fact, it's probably better to just cut round. I nearly mistimed that. Yeah, it's probably better to curve round. I wouldn't go any further left than I just did then. But as you can see, it is possible in sub 40. The only problem is I missed a few of the holes. And also, I got 2 timeouts. That's so weird. If you just take off 17, 14, and 12, so take off the timeouts and take off the weird glitch on hole 17, easily possible in, and also me forgetting my strat on 14, easily possible in sub 40. Just takes a bit of practice, but overall, the strat should get you in sub 30 every time. So, I would try and record another one, but literally this is the first time I've ever got to like past hole 10. Because normally the first 9 holes are just so inconsistent sometimes. But yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed this ride. That is just so stupid. I really feel that this hole should be at the start of the map. And that's the thing. I feel like they put hole 8, like 18s, they do it a really nice hole at the end. But a lot of the time I want to have a hard hole at the end, because if you're playing against someone, it gives you a chance to beat them. But anyway, I'm going to end it there. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you follow these strats. And thank you very much for watching.